stages of the HSC process. Term 1 of the HSC process starts in October, and you come out of the gates climbing Mount HSC, excited, setting big goals, pumped up to finish 13 years of schooling. It'll start pretty slow, year 12, as you're coming out of year 11. Some schools start faster than others. Some get straight into the assessments in the first 6 weeks of year 12. Some start a bit slower. But that term will go really quickly as you're covering the first topic, and normally 25% of the coursework in each subject is covered in that first term, which makes sense. There's 4 terms. Then, and you've got your first assessment tasks that are going to count. 10-20% of your assessment score will be determined in that first stage of your HSC year. Then you get your summer break. You've worked hard in year 11. You've had your first term of year 12. You get a nice long summer break. It's nice to have a big break over summer so that you can recharge the batteries. But there are things that you can be doing in that period. It is important that you are still making some progress, but plenty of time to be at the beach, chilling, watching movies, hanging with mates, whatever you want to be doing in that period. Term 1 of the next year, which will be term 2 of your HSC, you want to come out of the gates firing. So the last 2 weeks of your school holidays, you want to make sure that you are on point, getting your brain fired and wired, ready to go. And then on day 1 of term 1 of the new year, you're ready to go. The pace of things will pick up significantly compared to term 4. All of your teachers have had a break as well over summer, and they're ready to go and get climbing as well. More assessments, half yearlies at the end of the term for most schools. Some have their half yearlies after the Easter break, the April holidays. We then move into term 2, and in term 2, there's a race to finish all of the coursework, because all of the coursework needs to be finished before the trial exams. So often is the case that final term, which normally runs from late April through till late June, is jam-packed with finishing coursework, assessment tasks, combined with winter sport commitments, combined with lots of 18th birthdays or more 18th birthdays starting around that time. Then you get your June-July holidays, and the June-July holidays lead into the trial exams, so they're not holidays at all. You've got to be pumping out 6 hours of quality work every single day over the June-July break, because your trials are in week 2, or depending on what school you go to, but most students are week 2, then we go to week 5 for those other students. So you've got to be using your June-July holidays effectively so you're ready for the trial exams. Once your trial exams have happened, then you're going to run out of motivation. Everyone is over it. So expect to have low motivation post-trials, because you've climbed to a certain peak on Mount HSC. You feel like you've got to the top. But the big news is you've still got to get to the top of the mountain, Mount HSC. And that's the place that you can really put your hands above your head and say, yes, I did it. I've got no regrets. So in that period between trials and your actual HSC exams, you've got graduations, 18th birthday parties galore, but you've got to stay in the game, because 50% of your HSC is still up for grabs. So during that period, it's about cleaning up the mistakes that you made in the trials, keeping your brain fired and wired, and keeping your eyes on what's at the top of the mountain, the feelings, the benefits, the rewards, the achievements that await you in just a number of weeks from there. Then you get into this, you graduate from high school at the end of September, then you move into September, October break, where it is game on. You're giving it everything you've got in those final stages, but it's tough at that stage because you're over it. A lot of people are over it, but that can be your advantage. If you keep moving forward during that period, that's going to allow you to be climbing past people, because they're at the beach, they're chilling, they haven't got the energy, they haven't got the focus. You do, because you're focused on what's at the top of Mount HSC, and you keep climbing. Then around mid-October, you're going to sit your first English exam, followed by your second English exam the next day, and then for the next 2 to 3 weeks, it'll be plenty of exams, plenty of study, And it'll get harder and harder as you get close to finishing your exams. But when you walk out of that exam room for the very last time, that is when you are at the top of Mount HSC. And there is no feeling like finishing that exam, that last exam, and all of your HSC exams, and all of the stages that you've been through in the HSC. That feeling, that will be with you for a very long time, as long as you did everything that you could during your HSC year. So I hope that's helped you understand the different stages of the HSC. Get ready, get excited, and let's climb.